it on near the brick? Okay.
I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Holy moly, that's a lot of work. Got all the fence posts put in all the way around this 3.5 acres. A couple gates are gonna go up. Got a little recessed area right here. Fence is gonna kind of sweep into that gate right there. That's gonna give me access to that part of my property. Gonna be a gate over by where I usually park my truck. And that's where I'll park the backhoe. That'll be eventually the access to the garage, that kind of thing. There'll also be another gate down where I made that culvert, where I've got the little dirt bridge going across over there so I can get to the back part of my property in the wintertime. I'll have a gate down there. Whew. Man, I'm tired though. It's a lot of work pounding those fence posts. I used to pound the fence posts with the backhoe. I'd use the same bar or the same piece of pipe with a cap welded on the top, and that's quarter wall, 3-inch quarter wall pipe with a piece of 1/4 inch, I think it's a construction washer, because it used to have a hole in the middle. It's a square washer, 1/4 inch thick, welded to the top of it, and I welded the hole up in the center so the post wouldn't eventually break out and go through the top. I don't know how much it weighs, but it does a really good job. And like I said, I used to put that on the post, use a backhoe to slap the T-post down on the ground. It worked pretty good for the majority of them, but every once in a while you'd hit a rock or a big root and the post wouldn't want to go anywhere, and if it was too high out of the ground, it would just buckle that T-post underneath that piece of pipe. So I don't know, I just decided to do the last of them by hand, gave myself a good workout, keep myself in shape, and it's done now. It's done. I can start putting fencing up and get this 3.5 acres fenced off, give my dogs a bigger place to run around. That'd be nice. So we did start setting up the house. We've got our washer and dryer. Our whole laundry room is functioning right now. We've got our kitchen functioning except for the kitchen sink. We've got a lot of cabinets and stuff in here. We've actually started moving a lot of food and stuff, cooking stuff over here. The majority of our cooking will be in the house, and we'll probably set up a little table over here to eat, but we still got to wash the dishes over in the other place because the kitchen sink's not fully installed yet. But we're working on that. I wanted to get this fence up first. Get the fence up, get the dogs access to run around so that when we move into the house, the dogs aren't stuck a ways away. They don't feel like they've been abandoned. I don't want to hear them barking and howling all night. I want them to be able to circle a house, circle a garage, run a bigger area. Be a real big bonus for them. We've got a little bit of the landscaping going on right here. This is kind of how it's going to look. It'll be terraced off with steps, so we can have steps going up to a little gate, get to our cars. El Camino will be parked there for a while, but not permanently. It will get moved up toward the garage when the garage gets built, and this will get leveled out a little bit better than what it is. It's not perfectly level, but it got me some extra dirt up in that area so I could level that out and smooth it out a little bit. Get some parking going up in this area. There's a little bit more to do before I can actually stretch the fence. Tomorrow morning I'm going to run into town and get some gates. I've got to get a 16-foot gate for over here, a 14-foot gate for over there. I've already got a 12-foot gate for down there in the clearing, and I need a little 4-foot man gate for right here, so when we terrace this off we can walk up to our cars. Well, I'll get those gates. I've still got to get my welder and my generator, stick those in the back of my truck. I've got my welder with flux core wire, so I've got it all set up for flux core. I've got to weld in little crossbars every 200 feet or so on this fence. And what I'm going to use T-posts at an angle. About every 200 feet I have my fence posts, I'd say 6 feet apart. And I'm going to use a T-post to make a cross and weld it between those two T-posts that are vertical. And hopefully that gives me enough strength, added strength, so when I stretch my fence it stays nice and tight and I can pull on it really good. I don't know, a lot of guys use wooden posts and they make an H-post out of it, and they use barbed wire with a wooden stick to twist it up to make it tight and make it nice and secure. But they're using barbed wire fencing, where I'm using field fence. If I use barbed wire to cross it, I can't take that stick and turn it because I have field fence in the way. So I'm trying to come up with a way to make it nice and solid. I think welding a couple T-posts in at an X every 200 feet will strengthen it up real good. We'll see. It's all kind of an experiment for me. I'm new to this. So we'll get it going, get this fence put up. Until next time, guys, be safe out there and go make something.